This painting, oh sorry, my mistake, not this. This is Anne Hathaway. Yes, this one, is called American Gothic by American artist Grant Wood. American Gothic is probably the world's most parodied painting, second only to Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Your generation, your mother's generation, even your grandmother's generation must have been exposed to any of the thousands of parodies of this great work of art. There's a Minions version. Here's The Simpsons, a Batman and Robin, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, a McDonald's version. Here we have the Flintstones, a Mario version, Hello Popeye. Here's the Star Wars, Paris Hilton, the brilliant Anne Hathaway, and my favorite, they're so cute. But sometimes we've seen a painting so many times, directly or indirectly, that we don't really know it at all. So what's the story behind Grant Wood's American Gothic? And how did it become so popular? And why did other people find it downright enraging? Let's look a little closer, shall we? American Gothic is an oil painting by Iowan artist Grant DeVolison Wood. In the painting, one sees a middle-aged duo, an overprotective father and his not-so-content daughter, perhaps? They stand in front of the house as if the house were an extension of themselves. Believe it or not, the painting is named after the house. Carpenter Gothic or American Gothic is the 1890s architectural style which the house is built in. Look at how the upper window is in the shape of a pointed arch, recalling Gothic architecture of the Middle Ages. Houses in this style became hugely popular during the Depression. You'd think, why is it that I'm going on and on about the house? What's so special? Well, this is where the painting took seed. Wood modeled this farmhouse on Dibbletown, a building he saw in the small Iowan town of Eldon while visiting an art exhibition. This house. The man wears blue dungarees resembling work clothes, and yet his jacket suggests he might be prepared for a special occasion. The woman is dressed simply in a long-sleeved dress with a brown colonial-style pattern apron. Is this symbolic? Or did the artist just ask his mother to lend some clothes? Not kidding, he actually did. The woman in the picture is actually Grant's sister Nan, and the man, well, not her husband, or father, or even friend. They are not related at all. The man here is the artist's dentist, Dr. Byron McKeeby. Wood surely didn't look far from home. In the artist's painting, Woman with Plans, you can see his mother wearing a similar dress, apron, and even the same brooch. Behind the woman are several houseplants which could indicate her domestic work, while the man with his stern face and the woman's gaze peering in a direction away from him and us, they may seem discontented on the onset, but if you look carefully, it is as if the repeated patterns of the painting connect them both to the house. The pattern of her dress is so similar to the curtain in the window. The hard edges and controlled lines scattered throughout the painting, even the trees. And oh, the pitchfork, the mighty pitchfork, the star of the show. The pitchfork is a character in its own sense, standing right between us, the viewers and the subjects of this painting, creating a thin yet hostile divide. And it's everywhere, in the man's overalls, on his face, on the upper window of the house, a symbol of hard work and hard labor, the great American dream made by the idea of a self-made man. But how much of that is really true? Do they look like they're having fun in their American dream? To dig into the answers, let's get a bit of background, shall we? What we know of the United States today is vastly different from the ups and downs the country has been through. One such period of great turmoil began with the stock market crash in 1929 and ended with the onset of World War II in 1939. This decade of the 30s was a time of economic depression and political change. But as with every change, there's art's own answer. From this decade of uncertainty came an art movement called regionalism. The movement championed everyday themes, common citizens, and the pastoral values of rural America. Grant Wood, along with Thomas Hart Benton and John Stuart Curry, were the leading artists of the movement. Regionalism essentially sought to oppose the influx of European-inspired abstract art by depicting rural American subjects in a rather straightforward representational style. Grant Wood's American Gothic is a pioneer of regionalism. Exhibited for the first time at the Art Institute of Chicago in 1930, the painting was awarded a bronze medal and a prize of $300. Taking inspiration from the Northern Renaissance after his trips to Europe, this painting gets its highly detailed style and a kind of rigid frontal arrangement. Wood was highly inspired by the likes of painters like Jan van Eyck. Fusing American and European styles, Wood came up with a rendering that stuck with everyone, be it the art critics or the local folk, and of course the many generations to come. But the thing is, although the painting just sticks with everyone and became an American icon, critics just can't seem to agree on what it really represents. On the onset, it might look like a simple painting of the humble Midwest. If so, why did many Iowan farmers get so angry after seeing the painting? Many local farmers who saw American Gothic in local newspapers immediately reached out to Chicago's Art Institute with complaints. They thought that the depiction in the painting was rather insulting and didn't accurately represent how they perceived themselves. Some were so angry, one even allegedly threatened to bite the artist's ear off. Really, what is it with artists and ears? Really absurd. Even art critics, including the famous poet Gertrude Stein, interpreted the work as a brilliant masterpiece, but in the genre of satire. What do you think of Stein's reading? For a painting which supposedly represents Puritan ethics and virtues, which the artist believed defined the Midwestern character, there's so much going on. While the house took inspiration from cathedrals, symbols of timeless elegance and enduring grandeur, in reality, houses like these across rural America were manufactured rather cheaply and quickly. And were they certainly not meant to stand for hundreds of years? And about the pitchfork, it doesn't seem quite right, does it? While a peasant would hold it down to avoid an accident, here it directly faces the viewer. Almost like the man is shouting, "No entry!" And on top of that, closed curtains in the middle of the day? There's a rather poignant sense that something's being kept from us, combined with a somber tone, while the woman's eyes peer elsewhere as if mourning. But mourning what? At the end of the day, with a masterpiece and now a cultural icon like American Gothic, the conclusion is, drumroll please, unclear to be frank. And the artist's ambiguous statements certainly don't help. When asked about the satire in the painting, Wood said, "There is satire in it, but only as there is satire in any realistic statement. These are the types of people I have known all my life. I tried to characterize them truthfully, to make them more like themselves than they were in actual life." This is exactly what stands out in the painting. It's so real, so unassuming, so earnest, that it's even a tad bit funny, a tad bit satirical, and a tad bit perfect for memes. Just like the parodies, the interpretations of the painting are endless. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to hear more from us in the future. As always, make your life artful, and I'll see you in the next video.